Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what we got here today is a Vise. This is the Wolff Apex. Wolff, Indiana is the name of the company that makes the Vise. Let me get my crap out of here. Streamers and nymphs stuck on the bottom of this Vise. I like these foam rings you put on the stem of your Vise, dry stuff in. So if I super glue something or UV coat something, I can just stick it in that ring and it'll, here, let me show you. Say I put super glue on the head of this fly. You just slide it into the notches on there and just let it sit on the Vise and dry, which is super convenient. Anyway, this is the Vise we're talking about. The Apex from Wolff, Indiana. It gets pretty good. It gets pretty good press. Like everything I've ever heard about it has been good. They retail for, I think, pushing up on like $200 nowadays. But I found this on eBay for $88, brand new. So I was looking for a new Vise and I could not figure out what I wanted to do. If I wanted to get something like this that isn't a true rotary Vise, because I don't have any interest in tying with a rotary Vise, like actually using rotation to apply materials. But it is convenient to be able to roll the Vise over, keeping the hook in the same plane, the hook shank in the same plane, just for the sake of seeing what you're doing. But I decided, because this was such a good deal, I was going to go with this, see how I liked it, and if I feel like I need something else, we'll go that direction. But I look at this like the way people look at Regals. 95% of Regals, Regals aren't, I don't even know if they make a true rotary Vise. Is that that crazy, what's that model called? Whatever that crazy rotational model's called. I don't even think it's a true rotary Vise. But Regals are great Vises. They hold hooks great. And that is the most important thing about a Vise. Is it going to hold a hook? So I really like the way this came. It came with a C-clamp and a pedestal. A serious pedestal. I should probably show you that. So, it came with pedestal. Here it is. Let me get this out of the way. It's heavy, which is very important when you want it to stay still. It's got non-slip feet on it. And like this, like such. Works great. I don't use the pedestal because I have a bench that I tie on that I have everything already attached to. But I like having the pedestal, so if I want to move to the dining room table or I want to tie somewhere else, I don't have to take everything with me. I can just take that pedestal. So I haven't seen a whole lot of reviews of this Vise on YouTube. Really only like one or two, and I think that's probably an oversight. So it claims to be able to hold hooks from size 32 all the way up to 7/0. What you're doing with a size 32 hook, I have no idea. I went and looked for size 32 hooks. I couldn't find any. The best I could do was a 26, which I'm trying to pick one up right now. See if you can even see this. You gonna focus? It on the tip of my finger? That's a size 26. It is minuscule. So we're going to put the size 26 in the Vise and see if it holds it. It is such a tiny little, I can barely I can barely hold on to it to get it into the Vise. There we go. All right, can you see that? We need to get a little closer. Let's get a little closer. That's about as close as we can reasonably get, and the camera still focus. So there you go. There's a size 26 hook in the Vise, and does it hold it? I'm just gonna stick a pair of scissors in the eye and push on it because I don't want to stick myself with the hook if it breaks. Oh, it bends right in half. It doesn't take much to bend a size 26 hook, obviously. But if you're going to tie on size 26, you're going to have a light hand. And see if I can get this out of here now. Come on. There we go. mash that hook up pretty good. So, yes, it'll hold a size 26. Will it hold a 32? I don't know. Probably. Once again, I can't imagine what you would need a size 32 hook for. But hey, maybe you tie size 32 midges and that's the only thing that catches fish in your neighborhood. Whatever. Now, this vise has, see if you're going to be able to see this, 2 notches in the jaws. The rear notch is for larger hooks, front notch smaller. And when you get down to things like size 26, I assume you just use the very front teeth of the jaws there. So let's go the other direction. I don't have a 7/0. I've got a 6/0 and an 8/0. Yes, these are circle hooks. Don't tell anybody. See if we can get this open wide enough. Huh. I cannot get this 6/0 in the vise. Period. Maybe it'll slide down between the holes. Yeah, that kind of works. I mean, this isn't how you'd necessarily want to do it, but there's a 6/0 in there. Okay, so that'll work. I wouldn't say it's the most convenient thing in the world. Yeah, that'll hold a 6/0 hook. Oh, he's moving a little bit. Now, it just does not like... We are definitely here. Let's try that. We're definitely at the far reaches of what's reasonable for this vise. There we go. Crank down on it. Oh yeah, I could probably bend that hook. Oh, yep, I could definitely bend that hook. So, 6/0 to 26. Now am I going to be able to get this hook out of here? There we go. I'll tell you what, one thing about this vise I have noticed that I don't love, let's try an 8/0 while we're at it. It is a little finicky to adjust. You've got, I'll move my box of hooks before I dump them all over the floor. You've got this cam arm and this wheel here that's adjusting the actual jaws of the vise. So looser, tighter, and then use the cam arm to close it. So let's try this 8/0, see if we can get it in there. I don't know if it's going to happen. Yeah, maybe not. Oh! Let's hope I don't break my new vise for this. Alright, well. Evidently 7/0 is about the limit. 8/0's pushing in. I don't know if I'm able to get this hook out of here. So let's quit screwing around. Oh, jeez. If you wanted to clamp down an 8/0, you could. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it out. Oh, this was foolish. I might be cutting this hook out of the vise tonight. So, oh, yeah, there we go. So, it does what it says it does, you know, relatively. We didn't try a 32. We tried a 6 and an 8, or a 6/0 and an 8/0, and I think it'll work. I don't love the machining. It's a little rough. I really need to put some oil on these threads here because it's just a little rough in operation. It came just a little scratched up just on this barrel here. So it is not, it's not the, Renzetti presentation, it's not a $500 vise, but I've tied everything from, these are, let me grab one, Clousers on a 1/0 jig hook, and that's perfectly fine. It handles that very, very well. Let me even show you. Maybe. Slip them back into the rear notch. And getting a hook lined up in those notches isn't the easiest thing in the world either. I don't necessarily love that, because you got to have it just right. And it's not quick, and it's not super intuitive. And maybe that'll get better as I play with it. But that guy's in there. Very good. Like I said, the number one thing you want in a vise is it to hold hooks tightly. And this does. Like I said, it's a little fidgety. Getting it into those notches is just a little more work than I necessarily like. But I'm not mad at it. Once you have once you have your fly in there, it sticks. This is a size 18. I don't even know what you'd call this fly. This is like a scud or like a waltz worm with rainbow scud dubbing instead of regular rabbit's or hare's ear. I'm still obviously still not good at it. But yeah, these are the things, size 18 up to size 1/0 is what I typically white tie on. So, normal size stuff. Normal size trout and bass stuff. Nothing insane. So, all that to say, pretty good, all things considered. Especially if you can get a deal on it, then it's really good. And it really does do the job of holding a hook. You get a hook in there, you get it situated in the notches, and it is stuck. So, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you can get a deal on it. It makes me kind of want to try the rotary vise that Wolff makes. They make a vise called the Atlas, which is a full rotary vise. And I'd be interested in trying that as well. Because this is definitely does the job. Especially if you can get it cheap. I'm going to stick with this vise for a while, and we'll see how it goes. If I get to the point where I think I need true rotary action, then I'll probably end up with a Renzetti or a Peak or something. Or I've also been looking at Dynakings. But at the moment, I can't justify a true rotary vise. So something like this, which does a great job of holding hooks, and you can flip your fly over. It's not a true rotary vise, but it rotates. It works great. It works great for me. And if you don't think you're going to tie with a rotary feature, I think this is a great option. Anyway, thanks for watching.